Give us the elevator pitch for Peak State Coffee right now. Go for it. As it stands today, go for it.
Yeah, so Peak State, we make coffee with benefits. Our medium roast offers immune support. Our light roast has lion's mane to support brain health. And our dark roast has adaptogens to support de-stressing. And the idea is you get an additional benefit out of drinking some of the best tasting, most fresh coffee that you could possibly drink. And on top of that, sustainability is really core to our mission. So everything that we source is regeneratively grown coffee, packaged in 100% compostable bags, and 1% of everything we sell goes back to environmental conservation. So we're really here because we know commerce is one of the best ways to make change. And we're creating a business that allows us to make the impact, allows us to help with the environmental crisis right now.
Now, that environmental conservation, where are you putting that specifically, that 1%?
Yeah, so this year, 2020, this past fiscal year, we partnered with Colorado 14ers Initiative, which maintains all the trails to the high peaks of Colorado. But we're constantly evaluating the way that we can make the best impact.
Okay, very good. All right, so low acid, less jittery. So you're telling me if I have like kind of some stomach problems, I don't get the same acidy stuff. And why is that? Well, what's not in it that causes? Help me with that.
Yeah, so first and foremost, it's coffee, but it turns out that the origin of coffee affects the acidity of the coffee. So we basically measured a ton of different origins of coffee beans. So in other words, where it's from. We took out a pH meter. Some of our engineering background. My partner is also an engineer. We measured out the pH level of different origins, and we've optimized those that are the least acidic. So you have first that gut-friendly benefit of less acidity, which a lot of people, up to 26% of people experience stomach issues with their coffee.
I believe
that's a high number. And so, that's the acidity part. And then the adaptogens, they have they activate the parasympathetic nervous system to calm the nerves, to calm your, this calming effect, almost like the way that the CBD industry has sold itself, like this calming, relaxing benefit. And reishi is an example of this adaptogen that's been really on trend for the past few years. That is also one of these functional or medicinal mushrooms that has that powerful calming effect. And so that's what can tone down and balance out the jitters. To be careful, I'm not saying that this coffee has no caffeine and that it's not going to be jittery at all, but we found a way to create some serious balance. So a lot of folks who buy our coffee look for that low acid and less jittery experience.
Okay. Now, what if psychedelics go legal across the country? Can you put some mushrooms in it that'll also get me a little tip, get me a little high too? Because maybe I want to try that.
Well, yeah, I can't fully answer that question, but I can say that we've got a pretty cool process for infusing anything we want into whole coffee beans. We respect the freshness of the coffee bean, and we have the opportunity to innovate and take that wherever we want.
Now, that's not all just cold, is it? Is any of this warm brew?
Oh, no. So it's coffee beans. So you can cold brew it, you can warm brew it. You can do anything you want with it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. It's so far you're just selling the beans. That's all you're doing so far.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any plans to do anything different with that?
We're open down the line in the future for ways to help people who are, out backpacking. But for now, a lot of people are at home and they're starting to, there's a big shift that happened, especially with the pandemic, where, people are baking breads from scratch. Like finally, they're taking a liking to making really good coffee at home. And so right now we're in the right place at the right time for helping people at home with a coffee that definitely doesn't have a downside of immune support, so that's a great thing.
Well, did you go that route because ground coffee is more expensive or something with co-packer you're using, or what was your strategy?
Actually, no, like I said, the white space we saw was to make a quality, fresh coffee. So as soon as you grind coffee beans, and this is where people think, oh God, he's a coffee snob. But as soon as you grind coffee beans, they'll oxidate and they'll go stale. And so a lot of people don't know that, but and then the other thing is, for example, if you buy pre-ground coffee, it only works for one brewer type, which is usually the automatic drip machine. So if you were to buy pre-ground coffee and put it in your French press, you're going to have a ton of fine particulate that's going to end up silty in the bottom of your cup and upset your stomach. And that's why those, so by buying whole bean coffee, you're able to grind it specific to whatever brewer you want. You can guarantee it stays fresh in the bag, and you can guarantee it tastes fresh when you drink it. So, and that's really the reason that some of true coffee lovers buy whole bean coffee, and we're kind of focused on that demographic.
Gotcha. Okay, now can I order on your website, peakstatecoffee.com?
Absolutely, and I can set up a discount code for you for your podcast. We can leave it in the show notes.
Nice. And how about like a case to my home? I'll just drop you my home address when we finish the recording here.
You got it. We'll take that offline. We also do subscriptions. So if you want to set it and forget it, showing up
subscription.
At your door
I like that model. And so do investors, as I'm sure you already know. What about Amazon?
We just launched last week.
Sweet. Okay. Very good. Good for you. So you're on Amazon too, which makes it nice and handy. Okay. Very good. How many employees do you have?
So I have one business partner who, he's my co-founder, and, we launched in just April of 2020. So we're a brand new business.
Great month to launch.
Yeah, totally. Right in the heart of it. And so, and we have some contract help. We have I have a marketing, Zoe runs our marketing, which she's been awesome for that. So we're a really small team. We do a lot of local farmers markets as well. So about 5 people total, but fewer part-time.
Okay, so you and your co-founder, and then you're outsourcing the rest. What are you using a co-packer in Colorado, in Denver, or Boulder? Who's packing it for you?
Yeah, we're sharing with a roaster in Boulder area.
Okay. Do you go down there and make sure they don't screw it up, right? They can't mess up your brand.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we control, how things are roasted and infused. So that's all our in-house process, but they're the ones who are helping us get it going.
Okay, how many different SKUs and flavors and all that?
We have 3 as of now. We're about to launch 2 more secret ones that nobody knows about yet. And so right now you can buy our light, medium, or dark roast. And in fact, I'm going to plug, because you asked, we're just about to launch, our fair trade, organic certified versions of our products. So Peak State 2.0 is coming out on Kickstarter starting on March 1st. Ooh. And that'll be the opportunity for everybody to save 40% off retail prices. So trying to spread the word about that, and that's going to be awesome.
Very good. By the way, how did you fund it in the first place? Was it you and you guys bootstrapped it? Were you on, where'd you get the early cash?
Yeah, bootstraps have, I threw a couple $1,000s into making sure I could sell coffee beans, and then we launched a Kickstarter during the first month of the pandemic, and we were aware of how distracted everybody was, but then we also concluded that the people were going to only become more careful with their money over time based on historical recessions. So we said, look, we just got to go anyways, and we had to make an executive decision, and we just launched our Kickstarter in April and raised about $12,000 while everybody was very distracted. So we have no benchmark on if we can consider that as successful as it would have been not in a pandemic, but it was a good experience, and it got us going.
If you think today's tip or guest interview can help someone you know, please share this with them. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. The Riderflex podcast features entrepreneurs, business executives, and the stories behind how they got there, as well as daily tips on career advice and job interviewing. You can visit riderflex.com to learn more about us and get information and pricing on the recruiting and consulting services we provide. Thanks so much for listening, and have a great day.